Of course, we didn't, as was we, the United States, didn't really get what it wanted out of the Iraqi election, which no problem, right? It's a sovereign country that people can vote however they want. What's interesting is that there were lots of concerns by minority parties, by international observers, by Iran, by the United States, that there would be interference in the election by armed groups, or there would be other irregularities, or there'd be ballot stuffing. There are essentially large-scale concerns by a variety of players in this game that is Iraq, that there was going to be issues with the election. And all told, it actually seems like the elections were very normal. Now, there are some places where the votes could not be tallied electronically. So, and I think it's about half the votes, you'll have to check me on that, but I think it's about half the votes were not able to be tallied electronically. So Iraq's high court essentially said you have to tally them by hand, and it'll take some time. So the counting of the votes is not over, but the likelihood that things change in a significant manner is pretty small at this point. The boundaries are well drawn. And so the reason I'm talking about this is because one of the reasons the United States often gives for its invasion of a country, and Iraq, we heard this all the time, was democratization, right? They were under Saddam Hussein, who was a dictatorial figure, was an authoritarian, didn't hold elections, and we were going to give them good old American democracy. Well, time to leave, I guess, right? They had an election. They essentially, there was no reports of fraud or electoral mismanagement. Sure, the results are going to take a little longer because some of them will be counted by hand, but I mean, give it a week, right? 2 weeks tops. We'll have elections that people, that were free and fair. Now, there's a small exception here, right? Only about 41% of the population actually participated in these elections. So sure, it's pretty low. I will remind you that the United States elections only get about a third, 2/3, absolute max of people who vote in elections, right? Electoral participation over here in the United States is very, very low. And actually, there's a lot of countries where political participation is very low. So sure, that's definitely something you can push back upon, but there's obviously lots of counters to that. But so they had a free and fair election. We gave them democracy. Mission accomplished, right? In a sense. But we're still in there, right? We still have 2,500 troops there. So you have to kind of ask why. And there are tons of reasons, of course, but I just want to focus on the democratization angle. If we really did go there to democratize Iraq, and by the way, I'm under no illusions that we actually did that, but it was said a lot. And I think politicians who were lied into that war, and there are many of them, even ones that we like, who were lied into that war, now need to be asking the question, hey, we were told a bunch of things. We were told Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, obviously false. And then we were told that we were going to go in there to topple dictatorship and to create democracy. Okay, mission accomplished. We did it. Democracy is there. They had a free and fair election, and time to go, right? So I think this is an additional way that politicians, especially ones that we're fond of, can pressure the Biden administration. And by the way, you can do this in a positive way too. You can say, hey, you got us out of the forever war in Afghanistan. Now it's time to get out of the forever war in Iraq, right? We can, and by the way, reward people when they do good things, right? We want to show Joe Biden that the left will be happy to have him in office if he ends these forever wars, right? 1 down, 7 ago. We should end all of these wars, right? Dismantle AFRICOM, right? There's so many things that we could do to bring our troops home and to stop being an imperialist power. And, I don't think we need any excuses to actually draw down troops and to bring our troops home. But if we need one, I can't think of much of a better one than, hey, the thing that we were lied about to has actually come to fruition. Time to go home. Bring the troops home. Do it now.